Good morning. Okay, so today I wanted to take you guys along with me throughout a day where I'm going to be doing work, but I want to show you all of the different self-care practices that I integrate into my day as somebody that has struggled with anxiety and an eating disorder and various mental health conditions like OCD my entire life. And this is why I have so many self-care practices, and I am going to be talking about using nutrition and food as a way to tell yourself that you love yourself, and using food as a form of self-care because it truly is either a form of self-harm or a form of self-care. At least it has been for me, and I know this to be true for a lot of people that are close to me as well. So I just wanted to take you guys along with me. I'm making breakfast right now, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm making. Food is an opportunity for me to connect to myself 3 times a day and to show up for myself at least 3 times a day. I usually eat more than 3 times a day, but to show up for myself 3 times a day and tell myself that I'm worthy of nourishment, I'm worthy of filling with the most vibrant and loving and nourishing foods, to also connect to the earth 3 times a day. No matter where you're at in life, no matter where you live, the food that you're eating is a direct communication with the land. And so having that opportunity 3 times a day to choose foods that are coming to you locally, or to choose foods that are supporting great things like regenerative agriculture or sustainable efforts, is a great way to show your love and respect for the earth, but also to build that bond with it. So that being said, I am going to be making eggs from my family's chickens. I don't know if I have sourdough left, but there's a local sourdough bakery that I get sourdough from every day. But I made breakfast for a lot of people yesterday, and I think I used up a lot of the sourdough. And then I am going to be using raw butter from a local farmer that has regenerative cows and grass-fed, pasture-raised, of course. Lots of love going into the food. And then I have persimmons from a local tree as well. And they're in season. So also eating in season is a great way to tell your body that you love yourself, because you're filling your body with a ton of great nutrients and vibrancy. The closer that the food is picked to ripeness, and the closer that you can eat it to when it was picked, the better that food is going to be for you. I'm also going to be making an herbal elixir. I heated up some water. I'm going to pour it in my favorite little mug. This mug is so cute. We got it from a farmer's market. It has little bees, and I am thinking this is yarrow, but I'm not entirely sure what the herb is. I need to make this before it doesn't get hot anymore. I'm actually going to just be making hot chocolate. So I'm going to be adding this cacao powder, and then, I just got this MCT Lion's Mane coconut creamer. It's so good. It's by Rising Tide. I was actually gifted it, but it isn't a paid sponsorship at all, but I was gifted it by a brand to try out and like give my feedback on, and I actually genuinely really like it. It is a really nice, it's like powdery. It comes kind of clumpy, so you kind of have to break it up, but it is like this like white powder, and it's filled with, let's see, lion's mane, coconut milk, MCT oil, and that's it. And it's all organic, and it tastes really good. I like to mix it with raw honey, and I add some more herbs. This morning I'm going to be adding in schizandra. I listened to a podcast this morning on it, actually, while I was working out, and I want to start implementing it more. Yeah, so I'm gonna make breakfast, and I will talk to you guys later. Down. The puppy love fest quickly turns into them fighting for my love, so it was short-lived, wasn't it? It was short-lived. It was short-lived. Okay. This honey is also from our bees, so that's really special. If you didn't know, getting local honey and implementing it into your life is really beneficial for seasonal allergies and things like that. Honey is also full of great microbes and enzymes that help your body digest food and also just increase your overall health. Honey is such a great food to implement into your life. Look at that. They're not like perfectly ripe, which is unfortunate, but I really want one, so I'm still gonna eat it. Fall is just a beautiful time, but also spring. I was really thinking about that, like what my favorite season is, but I think it's like so hard because like each time like a new season rolls around, my body's so ready for that season that I'm like, this is my favorite season. Not winter though. I'm not a big fan of winter. I've like, winter's grown on me, but not a big fan of the cold, so yeah. What's your favorite season and why? I'd love to know. And then I sprinkle this persimmon with some cinnamon. I always try to add like a dash of cinnamon whenever I eat something sweet or in the morning time, because cinnamon helps with blood sugar regulation. So if you implement it in the morning, it can help your blood sugar throughout the day, which helps your hormones, which helps your mood, helps your digestion, helps your overall well-being. So that's another self-care practice that I have, is constantly finding ways to sprinkle in herbs. And it doesn't have to be grand. Cinnamon is in everybody's spice cabinet. I know it is. And you can implement it and learn from it. It's just a great overall herb to implement. So adding it to your drinks and to fruit is a great way to implement this blood sugar balancing, warming herb. I'm gonna go eat this breakfast, but I have some eggs, some persimmon, some toast with cream cheese and honey. Cheers. And I look forward to spending the day with you. It is also really important to get myself outside every single day. So that's what I'm doing. I am just communicating with the land. I was feeling really overstimulated and I needed to break the stress cycle. Every single day we get caught up in the busyness of our to-do lists, and the to-do list can just keep going on and on and on. Once you check something off and you seemingly finish your original to-do list, something else takes its place because there's always something that needs to be done, it seems like. But I make it a priority to break the stress cycle every single day and go outside and connect with the earth for an hour or so. And so I just want to encourage you to go outside no matter where you're at, and to just take some time to be with the trees. There's so much communication to be had with the natural world. Yeah, it's raining and I wasn't expecting that, so my nose is a little cold, but it's honestly really refreshing, or maybe I'm just telling myself that. Ooh, the sun is peeking out. It's not as sunny today, but it is still sweet. This is my favorite little spot to come. Also, I was just kind of hanging out by the water over here and I found a bunch of wild mint. So that was a fun little find. It smells really good. I might pick some and make tea with it. Okay, another form of self-care is to make sure that I am including a lot of different fruits and vegetables every single day, along with high quality animal products to give my body the protein that it needs. I make sure that I have at least 2 to 3 different fruits or vegetables at every meal, along with a healthy fat, along with at least 30 grams of protein at every single meal. Here's my salad. Another thing I like to include, there's a lot of things, is a fermented food at every single meal. So this morning, I didn't show you guys, but I ate a spoonful of yogurt just to make sure I got some probiotics in. And then at lunch, I usually have kimchi or sauerkraut or something like that, or miso. And that is my fermented food. So I have sauerkraut on top of the salad. It is a bed of mixed greens with some arugula, various lettuces, and baby kale. And then I have some cherry tomatoes, some sauerkraut, and feta cheese, some balsamic vinegar on top. I added in some dulse flakes for some extra iodine to support my thyroid. And I had a roast in the pressure cooker from the cow that my family bought from a local farmer. And the cows are pasture raised and given a lot of love in their lifetimes, which is really important. It kind of looks a little funky because I cut it kind of funky, but I'm going to have some of that in my salad and then probably snack on some fruit as well. So, okay, I just got back from running to my local co-op because I needed to pick up some Japanese sweet potatoes and some vegetables for dinner because I was running out. And I also wanted to see if they had Schizandra. I went and got the berry. Schizandra berry has all 5 tastes within it, and it is one of the master herbs of traditional Chinese medicine because of this. So if you don't know much about herbs and how their energetics work in the body, taste is a big indicator of how an herb works and interacts with the various elements within the body. Schizandra, having all 5 tastes, means that it treats all areas of the body, and so it can be very synergizing and also just an overall beneficial herb to implement into your life. I was listening to a podcast on it this morning, like I was saying, and it seems to work on a lot of different areas of the body. And also, depending on who you are, it's going to interact with your body differently. It's an adaptogen, which means that it helps your body adapt to things, but it also adapts to your body. There is a two-way street of communication happening between you and the herb. Your body's communicating what you need, and the herb is communicating back. So it is very synergistic the way our bodies interact with plants, and it's so beautiful. And so I encourage you, when you're reading about an herb or learning about an herb, to go to the herb as well for information, because the herb will teach you so much alongside all of the texts and everything from various herbal masters and various people who are very intelligent. But the plants are the most intelligent, in my opinion. So I went and got some Schizandra, and I'm going to implement it. I'm so excited. Okay, let's do it. We're gonna try one. Okay. This is what they look like. They look like little dried berries with like little seeds inside of them. Okay, they really do have, wow, they really do have all 5 flavors. At first, it's like sweet, like subtly sweet. The after effect is really sour. So like the last half is super sour and like astringent and like really almost bitter. So like the last half is sour and bitter. And you also, like, in the beginning, it's kind of like, it's like peppery and sweet and like floral almost. It's really intense, but really good. I mean, I do recommend trying them because it's like a really cool experience, but I probably would recommend, like, they have like a lemony, like citrusy kind of like sour vibe to them. They would be really good if you made like a lemonade with lavender. Schizandra, everybody. Another self-care practice that I have is to find a way to create every single day. And one of my favorite ways to create is to write and to paint. So I journal every single day. I write poetry every single day. It's been something that I've done since I was in 7th grade. It's my way of navigating the world. And every time I move away from my daily practices of creation, every single time I find myself not doing those things, it's a sign that I'm trying to run from something. So if you're somebody that has a practice or something that you love to do and you suddenly stop doing it or feel like you could do anything but that, it's really important to kind of slow down and think about why maybe you're not doing those things, because it could be a sign that you're trying to run from something or trying to push away feeling. And moving through our feelings helps us to navigate this world and to make sure that we're moving towards love in every single way that we can. Creation does not have to look like painting or writing or singing or making music. It can be gardening or making yourself a delicious meal or sewing clothes or putting together a cute outfit or going thrifting and finding cute clothes that express who you are. And when you're creating, it doesn't have to look a certain way. Creation doesn't have to be this grand, amazing, beautiful creation. Just creating in and of itself is meaningful. So whether that be a messy, sloppy, splattery painting or words that literally they're incoherent, it doesn't matter. You created something, you got it out, you flowed through whatever state you were in. And maybe it brought you more coherence to get out that incoherence. So that's what art is for me. Art is taking whatever incoherence is up here, putting that incoherence on a piece of paper, whatever that is, so that it's more coherent. And maybe it doesn't make sense, but that's okay. So I'm going to be just like painting and reading and writing and having myself a nice little night. If there's one thing you take away from this video, I hope that it is to get your hands creating something. This is something that I find a lot of medicine in. It doesn't matter what I am creating. As long as I'm in a state of flow, I feel like I'm moving closer to myself. So I hope you take time to write or journal or draw, and always find time to connect with your breath. I love to do breath work before bed. Specifically, these 2 types of breath work help me connect deeper to myself and release anxiety. Okay, that's all I have for you guys today. And as always, thank you guys so much for being here. I hope that you find a moment of presence, a moment of peace today. I hope that this video brought you some inspiration to slow down and connect back with yourself, with the earth, and find ways to show yourself that you love yourself, because you are so deserving of love. We all are. And if you do anything today, I hope that you invite some extra love into your life.